Welcome back, everybody. Smyson here, and I've got another ship build for you. Now, I've heard that level 60 is the ceiling for unlocking all the ship parts, so I'm going to do some low-level ones for a little while because I'm still only level 44 on my main character here. But hopefully this will be very useful for certainly new players as well as some veteran players. They might learn a trick or two, maybe see some things I've done that inspire them. So with this character, I'm going to call this the New Atlantis rookie ship because that's where I'm at, in New Atlantis. This is for new players, a planet and settlement you're going to get to very early in the game. It's the main kind of location. And we are there. We're going to be modifying this Spacer Raccoon. This was the first ever Spacer or ship I ever jacked. And I was only level 5 at the time. And so this is my level 5 save. Kind of saved it just for the memory of it. So we're going to have fun with this guy. Now, over in my inventory, I've got 32,000 credits to work with. That's after I had just been kind of looting and collecting a bunch of crap, selling it all, and registered the ship. So that put me back down to 32,000 after I registered it. So we're going to go ahead and have some fun. Go and talk to our buddy here, ship technician, and modify the ship.
Okay, no problem.
So the first thing I like to do is separate everything I need from what I don't need. You need an engine. You need your grav drive, your reactor, your shield. You need a fuel tank. You need landing bay, weapon we can set to the side. Here's your other engine. Here's your other fuel tank. Now, I'm not as big of a fan of the Teo Astroneering company. I don't like the aesthetic. It's a little too round for me. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to be getting rid of those pieces. You need a cockpit, but again, it's a Teo one, so I'm getting rid of it. Here's a 1x1 habitat, a 2x1 habitat. So you need at least one habitat on your ship to connect everything together, but obviously getting rid of that. Teo landing gear, obviously need that, but I'm going to get rid of it. And I love this front docker, but not the aesthetic I'm going to go for on this ship. Now, here at New Atlantis, you have two primary ship manufacturers. You have Deimos and Nova Galactic. Okay, so I always start off with landing bay, which conveniently is the beginning of the alphabet for everything there. And we're going to drop this down to the ground level there. You know what, though? I'm going to actually stick with this Teo because some of these you can switch around. Right? Not all of them, but most of them you can switch. So I'm gonna, just to save money, I'm going to stick with this guy. Now, some you have to go through the top, some the entrance is at the back. So this one's at the back. So we're going to go ahead and go with a... Let's get this up here. Now, we need a couple habitats. Now, I always like to have something to sleep in, so either captain's quarters or crew all in one berth, or a living quarters, right? You need a bed so you can always sleep there to get your 10% XP. That's kind of how I like it. Now, this is not a grand ship, so I'm gonna go with the sleeper berth. All in one berth. Let's go with the berth. Okay. And then we're going to go with the workshop. Workshop has your research stations and your construction, your weapon workbench, and space suit workbench. So you're going to want a workshop. Eventually, when you have an outpost, you can just put all those workbenches on the ground at an outpost. But if you want to be mobile and effective simultaneously, it's good to get that. But let's see here. Now I want to get the cockpit next. Where's the cockpit? Just going to go with the Deimos one here. Now where is this sucker going to go? That's the question. Where is it going to go? You know what? I'm going to put it... This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to attach it to the workshop. I'm going to put the workshop on this side, and then I'm going to put a 1x1 hab right in the middle. I'm going to do a storeroom. I like the storerooms because they have boxes and totes and whatnot. So let's go ahead and go with that. Little asymmetrical look there. We'll keep the cockpit over on the right side. We're going to pretend to be British today. Alrighty. Now, I do, of course, know a fair amount of what's already in here, so that is some knowledge I'm bringing to it. That's a weapon mount. I love the look of this thing. Certain weapons, you can actually get, like the autocannons, you can get all 4 autocannons right up front if you wanted. I actually had a ship with this on the nose. It looked pretty beautiful. But in the meantime, we'll just stick those in there, and we'll get this guy over on the side. Oh, come on. And we'll delete that. Coming along. It's got a mostly symmetrical look to it. Next thing we need to do is get our landing gear going. Now, all of the landing gear here at New Atlantis is 2-story, meaning when you put it on the ground level with your bay, as you can see, it's not flush. Your bay's sitting way up above it. So that means you need to have your gear raised up. So we're going to go to our habitats. Actually, no, we're going to go to structures. We're going to grab this piece here because this, basically, it's the size of a 1x1, but it's half the cost. And we're going to raise that up there. See? And now your landing bay is flush with your landing gear. And we're just going to copy this. And copy that. Copy that. And copy that. Copy this. And that. So, only thing I'm looking at here is doesn't look too attractive just yet, but we'll work on it, making it look good later. In the meantime, we've got our engines. I'm going to go with that Space Jackal look, actually. Why not? Let's just keep it, keep that the same. Engines up top, your fuel tanks below. Obviously, these fuel tanks are actually for your grab drive, so it's kind of funny that but we're going to put that there. We're going to put this sucker right here in the middle. Right there in the middle. And we're just going to set this right there. What are we missing? We need a docker. Yes, we need a docker. So, no, that's right. We deleted the front one. So let's go to our dockers. So that's the one we deleted. But we've got top, top, and top. So, ooh, nice flush one there. Now that ring right there shows you how high the docker will extend to. So if we did put this on there, even though it's physically shorter than the shield right there, it would still work just fine. But we're going to go ahead and go with this Deimos one here, and we're going to stick that right on top of that 1x1. Alright. So now we have something that's technically functional. Ship is missing a weapon assignment. Yep, so there was no third weapon on it. So this thing right here, engines, everything, it's good to fly. But we need to make it look a little bit better. And as you can see, we've only spent 13,000. We still have half of our credits to work with, right? So what we need to do is just make this sucker a little more attractive. So what I want to do is I'm going to extend this one notch that way. I'm going to let's see, do I want to extend this one that way as well? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Because what I want to do is I want to make the front a little more flush. So we're going to copy that. We're going to copy it and put it right there. Same thing with this whole guy. We're going to move that guy forward a little ways. Move that forward. Copy, paste, right? Bring that back, bring that back. So I happen to know, just because of my knowledge playing the game, is there's these things under the structure, the cowlings. Yep, right there, 4 cowlings. And when you put this right here, it sits flush. So it's flush with the back, and it tapers down to the cockpit right there. And so we can actually just go ahead and copy this and put it over here as well. And heck, why not? Let's put one right there. So now, as you can see, we're definitely getting somewhere. It's starting to look really beautiful. Now, later on, what I can do is I can remove this this landing bay and put the Deimos one in, which would extend it out twice. You know, in fact, why not? I've got the cap or the credit caps. I've got the credits. Let's go to our bays here. I'm gonna go and do it right now, so we can extend that one forward. Let's bring that forward that way. Oh wait, no, that needs to be back there because that needs to go into the 1x1 right below it. That is not an access hatch. I don't think it might be. It might work as one. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and keep that there. We'll copy this sucker, put that one there. We have one error. What's our error? Landing bay needs to be connected to the cockpit. Oh, that's a vertical only one. Yep. All right. So let's just back this up. Back that whole plan right up. Okay. There we go. So the rear hatch wasn't a hatch on that landing bay. All right. So here we have just a pretty basic looking ship. As you can see, we've only spent 17,000 credits on it. And the only thing at this point I have to do is give it some color. So I'm going to go ahead and head over do that. Alright, and we have finished our paint job. A couple structural changes I did here while I was having fun with the paint job. I did add a couple missile launchers here to the weapon mount, and I moved the one lone gun over to the top of the cockpit. I did add some windows, so we've got one here. That way it allows people to see the landing bay from inside the ship, and as well as this one on the other side. This one on the living quarters, or a sleeper berth, right? Yeah, all-in-one sleeper berth. I'm not a fan of any flat surfaces, so I just added that weapon mount there just to make it look different. I added these fins on the top here, along with these radiators on both sides. Nice. And then on the bottom, I added all my bottom windows. I love my windows. I like seeing outside of my ship. And so as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and accept that. We have 2,400 left. We started off with 3,200. So at right around 30,000 credits, we were able to make a pretty good looking ship here. And let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. Alright, we're inside the ship now. We are standing in the center of the three 1x1s. This originally was a storeroom, but I switched it to the companionway because see that cart right there? That thing was placed about right here. You physically couldn't walk around the ladder on this side, so I changed that out so it's a little more free roam ish in here. Got our windows down here on the bottom. And our sleeper berth up here. You'll notice the sleeper berths have the showers. That's how you can tell the difference. We've got our one table there, which is missing the chair. Oh, because of that window. Ooh. Put the window in, it gets rid of the chair. That sucks. Got our beds, got our galley. Well, and I did lose a table when I put that window in, but, you know. It's a trade-off, it's a trade-off. And we're going to head over here to our workshop. And we've got two windows up here, so this allows you to see out the side of the ship. And a nice look at the ramp. See what's going on right there at your loading ramp window. So I hope you guys enjoyed this build. It's a lot of fun doing this kind of stuff. I plan on doing an Aquila City one next, which will be Stroud, Eklund, and Hope Tech. It'll be a lot of fun doing that. Other than that, folks, take care, and I will see you in the Starfield.